Good morning. How you doing? Stan Bonikowski here, you know, from the Contractors. Everybody calls me Bunky. I never grew out of it. 50 years old and I'm still Bunky. Anyway, we're here at a fixer-upper in Middlesex, New Jersey. We're in the middle of a lot of projects. Tile, kitchen, baths, flooring, painting. Oh yeah, painting. That's what we're gonna talk about today. I wanna get everybody doing it the right way. We're gonna paint a room. We're gonna brush, we're gonna roll, we're gonna cut. Maybe we'll try some taping. I wanna get you guys on the right track because painting isn't rocket science here. I'm the fastest dipper in the East. All right, we'll finish in the morning and we'll bill her in the afternoon. Check out the mixing station. Mix it up. All right, this is the secret to all my famous colors. When I renovate these houses, everybody says, oh, what color is this? What color is that? They're all custom colors. I go to the paint stores, I buy all the mismatches, nice off-whites, a little darker, a little whiter. We put it all together according to what finish we want, flat or satin finish. We mix it all up. We got a nice batch of paint here. I'm calling this one Green Mountain Taupe. It's a rocky version of the Green Mountains. This is one thing that's really helpful when I'm painting. It's really buggy out. I got this nice screen mesh, no mosquito bites. It's really nice. This is a paint strainer. Yeah, you could use it for a lot of things, but it cleans the paint. When I mix up a lot of old paint, it's fine, but there's always a little dirt in it. Even in a good gallon, a fresh gallon of paint sometimes needs to be cleaned. You put it in your bucket. It's right at the top of the rim here so it doesn't fall in. We're gonna pour it off into the 5. You ready, dude? Ready? You pull the strainer. You pull it up. This is the fun part. Drew, next time I'm gonna let you do this, okay? But I wanna show you, because you know, you gotta pay attention. So, we just pull it through. You put this in a bucket of water over here. I can clean it out. You can use it hundreds of times. Drew, where's the garbage? Come on, we got a show here we're doing. All right, let's go into the dining room. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, we got the paint ready. We'll go over a couple quick things on tools and we'll start doing it. Brushes, I got some brushes over here. A common brush that every homeowner could have if they want to paint is a 2.5 angled sash. It's a real common, it's easy to paint with, and that's what we're going to use for these walls. When I got a big job to do, this is what I like to lay it on with. You put it on saucy with this brush. Oh, this is a Purdy too. Come to think of it, all my brushes are Purdy. After painting for 30 years, I really have learned to love this brush. They're always good quality and they always give me a nice finish. Any dry work pot, this is what we call a work pot. It's just a single and it's empty. You can't work out of a 5-gallon bucket. I don't want you using these things to hold and dip in. That's homeowner stuff. We're contractors. You gotta do it the right way. You're gonna do it fast, efficient, and it's gonna come out professional. Even you could do it. Do what you gotta do. I'm busy right now. I gotta get back to something. We went over the brushes, and now we gotta roll it. There's a lot of different rollers out there, but the 9 is the most used and universal roller there is. I believe this is a 3/8 nap. That's the thickness here. It's real fuzzy. It'd be like an inch nap. You don't want anything too fat. It'll make a rough texture. We want a kind of a tight texture on the walls. This particular one we're using is used. This is called the Colossus by Purdy. These rollers will last thousands of gallons. I don't have to buy a new roller. I've had this one in the package for 2 years because I keep on using that one. And good packaging here. That's why these tools last so long. You have to wet it with a little water first so it absorbs the paint. I like to work out of a 5-gallon bucket when I'm rolling, and I use one of these called a screen. I'll throw about a gallon of paint in. I'm gonna need about 1/4 of a gallon in my cup can, or maybe 1/3. You don't wanna go too heavy. I'm gonna work it in. See how I'm doing this? You don't wanna pull it up and throw paint at you. You push it down and you dip it in a little bit to pick up some paint. You gotta get this roller all juicy. Drew, you got a step ladder? Step ladder, we're gonna cut the ceiling first. Again, get yourself set up in a position where you're comfortable to paint. You gotta have a lot of paint on your brush. I can never stress it enough. I've been teaching kids and adults how to paint for the last 20 years. And the biggest situation is they're scared to put a lot of paint on their brush. You wanna get the paint from here to the wall. So I got a good dip. Get it juicy. You gotta sauce it up. We'll put it up here. And then you run the brush across. You stay a little bit away from the line that you wanna cut. You wanna keep it moving. Now I wanna run that line a little closer to the point that I want it to be at, right at the bottom of that molding. You pull it out for a final brush. And there it is, I got a few foot section done. Let's do it again. Now when I get warmed up, I'm gonna really start putting out. This is just a little demo right here. My brush is barely smoking yet. But the pressuring is important. You got a little flex in the bristle. You get the pressure right, and it puts the paint right where you want it to go. I think I'm gonna call that pressure control. But that line, it's not half bad. Good job, little buddy. You don't have to cut out really wide because the 9-inch goes in. I see people do a real wide cut like this. You don't need to cut that far. You want to roll it in and everything is going to look a lot more uniform with the textures. Here I got some trim. So I take the dip, I run it up there and take it down in a nice long stroke. I'm running this right down to the bottom here. One more stroke from the top down, right into the corner, and we got a nice line. If you start doing this all the time, I call that tickling the wood. You're not gonna make a nice line by all these little strokes. Where's the tape? There's one kind of tape that you can cut perfect lines with every time, and it's relatively new. It's only been out a few years. It's called frog tape. So for the bottom here, we're gonna take this chair rail. I would like everybody to learn how to cut a nice line. You still need to do that. Taping isn't always the answer, but sometimes you can save time and have a really nice line if you use a combination of both. Goes on like regular masking tape. Keep it even with the wall. I don't want to go up on the wall too much, but I don't want to go down too much. It started coming out a little bit here, too far. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to pull this back up and get it a little closer to the wall. The goal here is to finish a room, and we're not going to cry about it. I'm looking forward to happy hour. The next thing that's really important with frog tape, and this is the only tape you do this with, you want to wet this edge with a rag with a little water. Let me get one. You got any water? I prefer Poland Spring because it's got a nice flavor and it's filtered. Now you can use any kind of water you want. There's a little bit of goo on this tape that when it gets activated with water, it creates a seal, like a clear caulk seal, so there won't be any seepage. Drew, you ready?
Yep.
You get the stick? Always use a stick or a pole. roll with the pole. I want to start not on the end, not up by the trim, somewhere in the middle over here. Because I got a lot of paint we got to get off the roller. Drew, you paying attention? Mm-hmm. A little extra pressure on this side. There's a little line here. You run that line to the other end. You don't want to leave that line there. That's why you might have a little less pressure on this side of the roller. I'm all juicy here. It's the way it's supposed to be, but I don't want to leave it heavy in one area. We want to spread it out. I don't know if you see this pole and how it's working for me, but I'm not moving a lot. I'm not reaching. I sauced it up, I moved it around, and now we're just finishing with some nice texture. I know I make it look easy, but it is. This is what you don't want to do. I see this all the time. You know, the roller is designed to go up and down, all right? You got the stick, you go up and down. You can't make good chicken without good sauce. We're done with the room. Brushing, rolling, taping, cutting. We did it all today. Keep painting, my friends. We'll see you next time. Bunky Bonikowski from the Contractors.